Hello, Internet! I'm HamsterBomb.
And I'm Zach.
And this is HITBOX, the gaming podcast where we talk about whatever we darn well please in the world of video games. And I have had this thought in my head for such a long time where now I'm just going to turn it into a sub-series of HITBOX. We are still going to go back and do those yearly episodes on, the games that came out in the years. We haven't forgotten about that. There's just a lot of things we want to do.
Yeah.
And this one was just teasing me for so long, and this actually has been in my head ever since the Nintendo 64 Super Smash Bros. Game came out. And I would think, like, wow, who would actually win in a fight? Mario or Link or Kirby or Pikachu? And this would be a thing that obviously, like, you can play as them in Super Smash Bros., which is what we're going to be, like, visually showing today. We're opening up a tournament where we're going to go through just the characters of the first game and see who would actually win. But we're going to discuss it not in terms of, like, obviously Smash Bros. Gives them new moves sometimes. It also might be influenced by lore of certain characters. Like, for example, Kirby would be ridiculously powerful if you don't look at him as just as he is in his game. Which in his game, he's not ridiculously powerful. You play as Kirby, and Kirby's games are generally easy. So we're going to try and go case by case as we go through this. So the way I decided we're going to do it, we're going to have like a big bracket, and which is why we're using the tournament fight in Super Smash Bros. In order to do this. We're going to scramble them all up. I'm holding player 1, Zach here is holding player 2, and
me.
We're going to Old School Debate Club, try and justify why our character, in terms of their gameplay only, would win in this fight. And it's going to get kind of weird. I know there's going to be a lot of strange cases, like Pikachu is from an RPG, and Mario's a platformer.
Yeah.
You would say, oh, Pikachu can take more than one hit, and Mario can't. And like, let's try and not go there, because then RPG characters beat everything because they can go to level 100.
Yeah.
You know, that's not really fair. Instead, we're going to try and look at, like, what are their capabilities. So, like, Mario's very fast. Pikachu is fast. Okay, that kind of levels out.
Yep.
What kind of abilities do they have, and why would one overcome the other? And if we have two that match in a style of gameplay, let's try to imagine them in their games actually clashing and what happens. So that's the idea. We're gonna see how this goes, and we're gonna tell we're ready to fight. We're gonna try this out.
All right.
So I'm going to shuffle this several times, and since the original game had 12 members in it, 3 of these fights are basically, before these fights are just going to be gimmies, and they pass to the next round automatically. So that's a shame. I saw that blah 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 start. Okay, I have absolutely no idea now what it was. I didn't even see it.
I have no idea either.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. So, player. Ooh, interesting.
Huh.
Interesting. Am I guest 4? Am I player 1?
Yeah.
Actually, it's covered by the face cam. They don't even see that yet. So here we go. The first fight is Samus versus Ness.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna assume player 1. Yeah, it's always me on the left. So.
Yep.
Yeah, you want me to tell you why Samus is better than basically anybody? It wouldn't matter who shows up in this slot, Zach.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't.
Go for it.
Okay, so just in terms of the base of the game itself, not because this is another thing I wanted to make sure we mentioned. Say like Mario can have a lot of different types of abilities.
Yeah.
He can have different. Cappy can give him access to different abilities, but he only has one at a time. So I'm trying to think of like a single state of the character where you actually play as them in their game, and why are they going to be able to win?
Right.
Samus, playable at the end of almost any Metroid game, is nearly unbeatable. Is absolutely absurd. And if you want to get any examples where... Oh, sorry. Samus is ridiculously powerful as the end of Super Metroid and Metroid Dread. We're going to try not to spoil any games in here, but if you've played those, no one's killing Samus.
No.
Now, even though your character has killed some ridiculous things.
Oh, yeah.
Like the background.
Like the background.
Like the background.
Like an eldritch abomination from the deepest corners of space, yeah.
Right, yeah. So it's really weird. This is actually an interesting pair-up of characters.
Right, because you're kind of basically pitting science fiction, fantasy armor, and weapons against a small kid from a small American town with psychic abilities.
Right, this is actually 2 of the strongest characters in terms of, like, their gameplay.
Right.
I think in the first game. So it's really weird that these got paired together. So if I'm Samus trying to justify this, I'm going to say Hyper Beam, that poor Ness is obliterated. The Hyper Beam, especially from what we've seen in Dread, that eats through everything, and I mean eats through it. Anything living or dead, gone.
Right.
On top of that, just a barrage of missiles. Samus is so quick too. Now in RPGs and in Earthbound, they don't move, so it's kind of hard to.
Right. I mean,
this is where things are gonna get weird.
Yeah, things are determined by a agility stat, which I think Ness is the all-rounder in that game, so he's not necessarily the quickest.
No.
But yeah,
Samus is also ridiculously tanky, and assuming we're at the end of the game, depending on which one, you've got a lot of energy tanks, which even if we translate that to RPG, that's stupid health.
Right.
Now you can even say that Ness did a lot of grinding before the end of the game, but once again, I said we don't want to go there. It's just the character.
Right.
So
just good old Ness jumping
just
around.
Like, what do they have access to?
Right.
And just from the pool of what they have access to, Ness still gets some crazy moves in Earthbound.
Oh, yeah. No, seriously. I was going to say, depending on what you type in the game as your favorite thing, like, Ness's favorite thing is rockin'. Like, he's rocking out. So he'll get an ability called Psy Rockin', which is a very strong psychic attack that really can damage, depending on which level it is, attack one enemy for a lot of damage, or multiple enemies for a good amount of damage. He also has access to Psy Heal, which he can heal himself when needed. And there's also a Psy Shield. Whoop.
Yeah, that was close. Sorry.
That was okay. No, it's okay. I see what you're trying to do. Get a little sneak attack on me.
No, I'm just doing stuff.
Just because you have the initiative. But
it's not that level of an RPG.
No, but so he's an all-arounder. He's a very versatile. And the thing in his games that I think that, he's a silent protagonist, but
it's a shame we only have one game to access for him, too, to reference.
Because it's not...
Samus, because she has so many more, and she gets so strong in each, I feel like... This is really unfortunate that, personally, I don't want to cut you off, but I feel like she's just going to be able to outclass Ness just because of all that, even though... He really should go far in this.
No, he really should.
I think he's just unfortunately being pitted against the strongest character in the game.
Yeah, right. Well, no, but that's just it. Like, he's an all-rounder, and as long as he's got enough, psychic points, PP.
Right.
Little Pokemon thing. But, he's good to go for quite a while, and like I said, he's a silent protagonist, so you don't really know much about who he is as a character, but his actions in the game determine what kind of person he is. He's very caring, he cares about his friends, his mom and dad, and his dog.
Samus can rescue the animals.
Samus can rescue the animals, but, save
right back at you.
Save the frames.
Right.
But the thing is, he's willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save planet Earth, even all the shenanigans he has to go through at the end of Earthbound in order to be able to do it.
Which is very self-sacrificial.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like,
Samus does similar things too.
Right, but she...
Oh, sorry. You jumped into that, to be fair. Now, here, that's another thing. Like, little moves that we're doing in here.
Yeah.
Samus can't do this.
No, not until, like, Dread or Samus
Dread
returns.
can do, some melee attacks that counter, but not, like, that aerial up spinny kick thing. Samus can't do this. So
although Ness does have access to
He does have his baseball bat, yeah.
PK Flash.
You would have all of these.
Fire, yeah, and the shield.
Reflex.
Which
here, hold that.
Yep. Well, I tried. I was going to.
Whatever. Regardless, though, I got a bad feeling that this kid who really should be doing really well in this, the closest thing I think that to Samus in his world would be the Starman, and the Starman is the ultimate boss thing that you can find. Well, it's not a boss, but it's an enemy.
It's one of the most powerful in Gygas's arm.
Right, and Samus is more tanky than them and has more firepower than them, and we don't even know how fast the Starman moves, but Samus is really quick.
Yeah, she is.
And also, to Ness's detriment, he is supposed to be in a party of 4.
Right.
And just by himself,
he will not survive by himself.
He needs his healer. He needs his backup.
Yeah, he needs Pooh for the massive melee damage, and he needs Jeff for the technical aspect, and Paula for the sheer force that she can bring with her psychic abilities.
Well, I thought by doing this randomly, we would get like some bad matchups. Like, of course, this character's gonna win. But
I'm sure that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it will. This is a really good one, though.
Yeah.
I still feel bad though. I feel like we have a winner.
Yeah,
just
like
because
that's
of
all
how
the damage like he can like really do, and it's like he's just at the end of the day.
The game is kind of a joke too. I mean, like it's supposed to be like, hey, this random kid, he fights with a baseball bat, but he has psychic powers, and it's a quirky, weird game. He's not supposed to be this ultimate galactic warrior who is destroying.
Right, he's not power fantasy.
Now that's lore of the game. We're not getting into that, but because of that design aspect, they designed the characters in their game to not be ridiculously powerful. It's more of like a joke that he can defeat Gygus and the Starman, and you don't know how he's fighting them, and that's why it's funny. But it's also still really cool, and it's why people love the game so much.
And it's very heartfelt in a lot of situations.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel terrible doing this, but I think that kid is going. I think that's it.
No. Game.
It's our first fight. And we're gonna have to go a little quicker too.
Right.
I know our first one we had to like really set the ground rules. And by the way, we're just doing the original characters from the first game because we want to set this into phases. We're gonna do another one of these brackets later where we'll do just the melee characters. Just do
boy, here we go.
My goodness. Here it's gonna start getting weird. We're gonna do the melee characters, we're gonna do the brawl characters as another video, then a Smash 4. And then Ultimate is going to be in 2 parts. We're going to do Ultimate's base roster, new additions, and then Ultimate's DLC.
Right, but for right now...
Yes.
It's a Luigi.
Luigi and Pikachu.
Hello.
Okay, so this is odd. Do you want to go first? Just because now we're doing the RPG versus platformer that I was scared about.
I mean, it was going to happen.
Now, here, can we, just to let you go first, can we differentiate Luigi versus Mario in...
Oh, yeah,
I guess
for
Luigi's
sure.
Mansion?
Oh, well, Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario Brothers 2, and New Super Mario Brothers. Well, because
just so it's like his Doki Doki Panic characteristics.
Yeah, well, and it passes on to later, Mario games. So I consider it to be because he is the master of the jump. Like he is the one who is. He's not quite as fast on his feet, and he's very slippery, but that can be to his advantage.
Yeah.
He is a coward at heart. But that's lore-wise, though, so oh man, that's hard.
It is hard, because I'm just thinking, say, Pikachu, maybe, trying to, because it's so hard to imagine Luigi not in a platformer. Yeah. So maybe we should try and imagine Pikachu in one. Right. Pikachu's in one now, but just of their, I mean, technically this is sort of a platformer.
Or like a fighting game, Pokken Tournament.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about Pokken Tournament, though. I'm not the biggest Pokken Tournament person.
I would think that's not a great place to start, though, because you could watch a Mewtwo get destroyed by an early stage starter.
Yeah.
And that, it's designed to be it's designed to be a fighting game, and Aegis Slash should destroy.
I guess with the coward at heart thing, it kind of means that Luigi is not as powerful as someone like Mario.
I would think so, yeah. If there was a direct matchup between the two, just because Luigi has Luigi's Mansion stuff, Mario has access to so much more. Right. But we got to pick a certain instance of them. So if they're going into that fight, whichever instance of that character is going to be the best.
Yeah, but I think I see where you're coming from with the Luigi's Mansion thing, where he's got more than one hit. Because if Pikachu jumps on Luigi in a platformer, Pikachu just
or Luigi, if he can jump on Pikachu, he should theoretically knock out Pikachu in a single hit. Pikachu's head is not covered in spikes like a Spiny, so it should theoretically work. Also, I would say that, are you Super Luigi or Fire Luigi?
Right, that's true too.
Or are you just Luigi?
Well, my thing too
is... It's hard to say too, because Luigi is just small one.
Yeah, Luigi just Luigi.
And right now, I mean, you can use fireballs.
Right now, he would have access to his fireballs. He's got access to the Poltergust.
The Poltergust. Yeah. Dr. Egad's inventions.
Yep. Totally not a Ghostbusters callback.
I almost fell there. That would let's not accidentally screw up our entire bracket.
Well, also the Mario and Luigi games and the Paper Mario games. Yeah. He does have, he's more of the traversal kind of character where he has access to the hammer and different jump abilities, but
he's not as fast as Mario though. And if his main tactic to defeat Pikachu is to quickly get on him and stomp him.
Right.
I actually think that's not going to work because even though Pikachu, I guess let's try and transition here.
Yeah.
Even though Pikachu is an unevolved Pokemon, you would think, okay, you should be Raichu, and even still, Raichu is not the most powerful. If this was Raichu versus Mewtwo, for example, obviously Mewtwo wins.
Yeah.
But even still, Pikachu is a very fast Pokemon. This is best stat. So if it is really coming to the speed of Luigi's offense, I think Pikachu outclasses him in that regard, and he shouldn't be able to catch up to Pikachu in order to try and stomp him.
Right.
And Luigi will go down in just a couple hits.
That is very true.
So he will also lose any power-up quickly, too, if Pikachu does land anything on him. And lots of electric attacks, which should be very, very fast and hard to dodge.
Right, because that gives him the range versus what Luigi can usually do.
And if Pikachu were not in Smash Brothers like this, I'd be able to use Thunder Wave, which would probably be my first thought against Luigi, because if Pikachu can take a couple hits, I'm going to say not many. Maybe, like, he can take, like, 5 fireballs or something. I think, like, some small enemies, like a Hammer Brothers, can go down and something like that. It's kind of hard to gauge. But just say it's, like, a few hits. The first thing I would try is to use Thunder Wave on Luigi.
Right, take away his ability to jump and to
make him
slope his way out.
Or just make him go very, very slowly. Because if he's going slowly, that's his last line of defense.
Right.
And if that's all he's got, the fight's over.
Right. No, I mean, and I love Luigi.
I do too.
Luigi.
Yeah, when it comes to Mario Luigi, I'm always picking Luigi.
Right, but I can see where you're coming from. It's just, my thing too is, he's got such a wide array of power-ups that he can also use.
Right, but I feel like we need to pick one. Like, Pikachu can't have, well, unless he's playing in Legends Arceus, he should only have 4 moves.
Right.
And he should be at a reasonable level. Your Pikachu shouldn't be at level 100. I'm going to say it's 25. It's a reasonable Pikachu.
Yeah.
You're playing with it early in the game. So, this is really tough.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Honestly, my gut says Pikachu.
And as much as I don't want to admit it, because I'm doing a terrible job of defending my boy Luigi, I kind of agree. Because it's a really hard matchup, because you're trying to match up someone whose main forms of attack are very close encounter, where someone like you just demonstrated has such a wide range. Can get you from far away.
And then if you're close, he's very fast.
Yeah, swift attack.
Right. If this was Mario versus Pikachu, I think we'd have a much harder time with this. But because Luigi's things that make him different are actually hindering him in a fight against Pikachu, and I feel like that would be the determining factor that might end it as this little mouse slowly approaches and goes for the killing blow!
Nice footstool, by the way.
So, Pikachu is advancing.
Pikachu.
This is so weird. This series that we're gonna do is so strange. I hope we can do it in a reasonable time, but we never can in HITBOX. We can never do anything. Link had a no-show, so Link automatically progresses, which is honestly for the best, because Link is probably one that you would think he's gonna do really well.
Yeah, right.
Because like Samus, he keeps those power-ups. It's not like Mario where he's gotta only sometimes things.
Right.
This is so weird!
How do we even do this?
Okay, how about... who goes first? Do you want to go first?
Sure.
We're at Pokemon stage. I think it's meant to be. You can go first.
Okay, Jigglypuff.
Okay.
Jigglypuff would win this. Just merely for the fact that,
Yeah?
I think the one thing that Jigglypuff really has going for it, and everyone knows a Jigglypuff for, is the sleep maneuver. And it's got a decent... wouldn't you say that sleep has a decent enough effect rate, or hit rate, rather?
You know what,
you just go up to the
I was just thinking, I have an idea. Oh my god!
Yeah,
okay.
You just do a little sleepy sleep like that.
Well, that's actually rest, which is different than sleep. Rest in Pokemon only heals you. It shouldn't do this at all, what it's doing in Smash Brothers. What I was actually just thinking is, this fight in particular... Let's switch the debate thing. Instead, tell me why I lose, and I'll tell you why you lose. Because that's so much easier than what we're trying to do right now. Yeah. Because we're defending characters who really should lose round 1, but are fighting each other. So, in that case, you're one of the weakest Pokemon. Take that. I should You're so weak, and your best attacks are sleeping. I mean, come on. Come on, Zach. This is so easy. Tell me why Fox loses.
No,
Wait, I mean, to be fair though, as we mentioned, we actually said about this
turn.
previously. Like before we started filming this, don't forget Star Fox Adventures, even though there really should be Dinosaur Planet. That bugs both of us.
Yep.
But anyway, Fox has gotten out of the cockpit. It's not a Captain Falcon situation where, haha, this isn't a character. But Fox doesn't really have access to a blaster or these kicks or anything. Fox isn't particularly fast.
Well,
if we're just saying Star Fox Adventures, then I have a stick.
Yeah. Well, and also, too, Star Fox Assault, he actually does have his pulse rifle there, his pulse pistol. But, I mean, who's played Star Fox Assault? That's the I didn't.
And really, this was, in 64, this was designed to be Fox McCloud from Star Fox 64, in which case, no, he can operate machinery, and if I'm running around like this, I am completely defenseless.
Okay, the reason why you lose.
Yeah. Well, I just said why I'm completely defenseless.
Right, you're completely defenseless. Who makes more money for Nintendo?
Oh, come on!
Who does Nintendo love more?
Dad, you take this kick in the eye.
This is why Dad doesn't love you.
I already know. I get it from Falco. I don't need it from you.
Let's see. But yeah, outside of the cockpit, you are made to be an aerial pilot. You know, you are made to be an aerial ace.
You don't even have legs, you freak.
I wasn't gonna go there. Gosh, look, I don't have legs. I just got feet. What's your point?
That's actually just straight up weird lore stuff. Where
I'm just sympathizing.
Actually, he's moving his ankles too accurately. He clearly still has physical feet, and they're just boots. But like in the lore, they think that because I think that some actual cockpit pilots like. Crazy pilots have like actually amputated the second knees down of their legs in order to keep the blood flow from keeping them from passing out.
Which I don't think really works all that well, but you know, if it helps, I guess.
That's insane if you're that dedicated to your job. But anyway, that's what the joke was for, just for the context.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Fox's own self-deprecating jokes.
Well, let's see. Well, what else? It's I have the ability to grow stronger. What's your excuse?
You don't have a moonstone.
Let's see.
That helps you grow stronger. Yeah. This is over.
I don't know. I
don't know. Yeah, this is
like in a
Here, neither of these I think are gonna make it to the final round.
No.
So,
honestly though, I would trust Fox more in a fight than a Jigglypuff.
Yeah, but it's the game. I'm just thinking about the game, and in the game,
I mean, double slap's a good move. That's a good move.
Rollout is actually very good. Also, you can raise your own defenses.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. That's honestly what I think should have happened.
Okay.
Because like, you have rollout, you can raise your defenses. You can heal with rest.
Because see,
you can put me to sleep. There's actually a lot of things that Jigglypuff has access to.
Yeah, you know way more about Pokemon than I do. So
just because Jigglypuff, yes, is a joke, easy to play as early, it's actually not a very early on Pokemon you find, and it's decently strong. Kirby automatically passes, which is probably for the best.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And here we go. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Yoshi versus Captain Falcon.
Should I just take the L on this?
Okay, so you literally can't do anything.
Oh, he's right! I can drive!
He can drive a car.
Yeah.
And Yoshi has attacks and wins by default.
Like, yeah, because we're not looking at like the anime series where he's a bounty hunter fighting off like the different.
You actually cannot play as Captain Falcon. That would all be lore stuff that gives him his thing.
Yeah,
and if anything, his lore comes from Super Smash Brothers. So evidence, no.
Right.
Donkey Kong moves on by default. That will be interesting. That's a very interesting fight.
Now here we go.
Here we go. Now stuff's getting interesting. Samus versus Mario.
Yeah.
Even if we're straight up on the NES, because that's an easy 1-to-1, these characters, I could imagine these two fighting on the NES. And in fact, actually, this was one of the first thoughts I had when I was doing this N64 thing in my head. Like, what actually happens if you have Mario and Samus at the same time? I'll tell you what happens, Zach.
What's that?
Mario dies.
Why?
Like, he gets obliterated. So here, first of all, to attack with Mario, for one, he's going to try to jump on you. If he can't jump on you, I'm going to give you the Fire Flower.
Okay.
He's going to lose it immediately because he's going to take some pot shot. Anything. And I can shoot a barrage of missiles, right? In Smash Brothers, you actually shoot them very, very slowly. But in the Metroid games, you shoot a flurry of these things. Much less Dread, where you can shoot, like, storm missiles. That's insane. We'll just stay on the NES. I don't even need to go farther than that to beat you. So, you shoot a flurry of these things. Mario now just has to, say you inevitably take one pot shot.
Okay.
Samus just shoots missiles at Mario. How is he ever going to catch up and get close to Samus?
I'll tell you how.
Even if you do,
okay.
Morph Ball bombs.
But I'll tell you how.
Mm-hmm.
Iframes.
That actually is a thing, though. Yep. So, on your first hit, you would be able to get close enough.
Uh-huh.
But then on top of that,
shot on, yep.
Screw Attack.
Iframes.
Screw Attack. What are you gonna do?
Just pull out my pocket of infinite possibilities, get myself a cat bell.
Cappy. You throw Cappy at Samus and possess Samus and win with Cappy.
Yep.
It's like the only way you could possibly do it.
Right.
In other games, though, Super Metroid versus Super Mario World, Mario, we just made Samus stronger with the Hyper Beam.
Yep.
Mario's got the cape, which, turns me around?
Well, he can fly.
It would really flip you upside down in the other game.
Well, that would cause him to fly.
You could fly with it. Yeah, you could
Making
fly.
Making him a hard target to get a hold of.
That's true, but you're just delaying the inevitable, sir.
Right, but then dive bomb you, like, woo-hoo!
That actually has a little bit of a shockwave.
It does.
It does. It's not much, but also, how many energy tanks do you have to get through Mario? I would love to see somebody mod that where, like, Samus is a boss in Super Mario Brothers, and you have to somehow win. Because that would be so freaking hard.
Kind of like I Want to Be That Guy game.
Well, right, and that's what I was thinking. Like, if someone made a version of a totally unplayable version of Super Smash Brothers, albeit, but a version where you mod in characters strictly from their game, no shortcuts or like modifications whatsoever. They are from their game. Let them actually fight. What happens? And it would be an absolute massacre for certain characters, just obliterating others, because their games aren't balanced for each other.
No, absolutely not. Well, they weren't. They were made for their own specific universe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mario was made to
jump on turtles.
Run and jump on. Yeah, exactly. Throw fireballs, break bricks over his head, and make it over large pits. Whereas Samus is made to destroy lots of aliens all over the place. Are you just waiting for it?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, you didn't even jump into it. My iframes have failed me. It's funny how Luigi moved on and
Mario did.
Luck of the draw.
Luigi's better than you, Mario. After all these years.
Well, actually, no. This was round 2, so they both made it the same distance, I guess.
That's true.
Oh, right. Mario made it by default, though. Oh, ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Why am I gonna lose?
Well, when exposed to electricity, as we have seen in Breath of the Wild, certain somebody, and his name is Link, starts to take serious damage and drop all of his equipment.
Okay.
Take that. I actually thought for sure, like, I'm doomed, but...
Nehru's wind.
Which game are we then?
That's Ocarina of Time.
I know, but you want to pick Ocarina of Time?
Oh, yeah.
So then I'll be Pokemon Stadium Pikachu, because it's all the same.
Why not? Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, so...
Same era, yeah.
Okay, in which case, yeah, you can't drop anything. That was not a thing. You have access to 4 bottles, which will heal. I'm assuming you brought the best stuff, and you can then fully heal your magic and HP to the max.
Yep.
4 times.
Of course.
You've got a hook shot.
Yeah.
You have the Master Sword. Or the Bigoron Sword.
Oh, the Bigoron. No, I'm going for the Bigoron Sword. Pikachu's not evil, so I gotta take a giant toothpick from a Goron to beat you up.
That's true, yeah. Even though it's gonna break, who cares?
Right.
Actually,
that was the Bigoron knife. The Bigoron Sword doesn't break.
I'm unevolved Pokemon. I feel so frail. How do I do this outside? Honestly, I think my best... answer against you was the Breath of the Wild. He has a serious electricity weakness.
But even then, at that point, I would just start pulling out all my wands, all my wooden equipment, all
bombs,
my cloth,
arrows. Just stay away from him.
Yep.
And also the bow. just use one that's not, because that's actually how you get through storms.
Yep.
Use something that is not metal, you know, just use your the wooden boomerang. Was there boomerangs sucked in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, they did. I didn't hardly use them. I mean, you had the Lizalfos like spike boomerang.
There were a few. I remember getting some, but they kind of sucked. You had to catch them on the way back, which of course a boomerang, that's how it works, but it like discouraged you from fighting with it.
Right, exactly.
But ignoring Breath of the Wild,
I mean
that shield, I'm gonna say does not block electricity because it should conduct it.
because he would still get
So
hurt,
your shield is worthless.
But with the bigger sword, I wouldn't be able to equip it anyway.
That's true, and I feel like just Link's arsenal is just so much wider than what Pikachu has access to.
Right, unfortunately.
And also the fact that you can heal yourself.
Yeah.
Pikachu, assuming he had a trainer, but he's not a Pokemon trainer, that's coming later. Pokemon trainers can heal their Pokemon.
That's right. Oh gosh, that's going to be a
That's
mess
going to be so
half.
confusing, but Pikachu cannot. He is a wild Pikachu at this point.
Yep.
I am not feeling safe about this. Pikachu! Yeah, Link definitely should move on with that one. He's
it's just
one of the strongest, I think, at the N64
Well, it's
lineup.
the versatility, too. In every game he has.
He can fight almost anything. Whereas
yeah.
Pikachu, say he's fighting a ground-type Pokemon. Or say we could justify that an N64 character was ground-type, right?
Yeah.
Pikachu cannot win. He can't do anything.
Right. And even in later games where he's got more stuff to...
Okay.
Is this...
What?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, don't forfeit this. Because I was going to say...
is this even a contest?
We'll try. We'll try. I'm going to do my best here.
Kirby's...
Because, now here, I want to say one thing about Kirby in particular. Because there was actually, was it Screw Attack who does the death battle videos?
Yes.
They made one where Kirby is basically made out to be this ultimate god, which lore-wise, sure, you can get that power. But
he's a literal god eater.
Remember, in his games, though, Kirby takes like 6 hits and he's done. He loses his ability if he gets hit one time. And this is Kirby. We're not looking at... say, like, Kirby with a sword, Kirby with his microphone where he nukes the screen.
Mm-hmm.
This is Kirby. And another thing I want to say about Kirby.
Okay.
In Kirby's games, say he's fighting a boss. Let's just consider any of these characters that Kirby's fighting really shouldn't be ordinary enemy, except you can maybe fight for Piranha Plant. I don't know. But they should really be a boss encounter, like one of those mini-bosses at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, you cannot inhale them until you defeat them.
Right.
So your inhale ability, which is what people claim makes Kirby so busted powerful, which he also has to get right on top of you in order to use to begin with.
Right.
He really shouldn't be able to use against these characters, and it should be anything else. So I would say more, think of it like Mario. You can pick a hat, just some Kirby hat, obviously not like a screen nuke.
Well, yeah.
Well, screen nukes are one-off.
They are, yeah.
If you're fighting someone who really was defeated in a single hit, then okay, but Jigglypuff will not. So
no, yeah.
Go ahead. Explain why Kirby's gonna win. No!
Well, hold on. No, I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. Hey.
Hi. So, well, like I said, that's one. And again, it's that versatility of stuff that he can definitely bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And he will have, I mean, you know, if the enemy is around, and that's the only problem, if the enemy's around.
Well, say he approached this level,
after,
because
like,
Kirby can actually retain his power-ups between levels, so...
Yeah.
Let's just say he brought, he really wants
doors,
Cutter, or he really wants the bombs, or something,
Yeah.
so he can have whatever, but he can only have it for the one, and then until he gets hit the one time.
Right, but he can still pick it back up.
That's true. Jigglypuff only really has to hit him... That's also true. Jigglypuff only has to hit him like 6 times.
Right.
This might actually be close. I thought.
Oh yeah.
I thought Kirby would annihilate Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff is being considered like a mid boss or an end boss on a stage.
Yeah.
He can't just do that.
Right.
Though
Jigglypuff is very, very slow.
Yeah, Jigglypuff is kind of. I mean, Kirby's not
actually,
that
I think
fastest
slow.
either.
I think speed is its worst stat.
Okay.
Yeah, Kirby's not quick, but he's faster than Jigglypuff. I think.
And also, too, can Jigglypuff do this?
It's the balloon Pokemon. So it's why Jigglypuff was originally a copy, but not really, none of the games. You know, it's more of an RPG. It's about, like, dealing the attacks, which...
Right, because Jigglypuff can't learn fly.
If anything, Kirby is kind of proven to be able to avoid most of that stuff.
Right.
Like, basically rolling across the screen, Kirby can jump. Yep. You can use pound and slaps with these little, hands.
Stubby arms.
Yeah, these little stubs. I just feel like, yeah, that's... I mean, I could probably get you the one time.
Yeah, but then, like, suck the power back up, and then, like, yeah, something like that.
Well, even if, yeah, your whatever power you brought in, and I feel like this is not going to go well for me. But I'm just ready to take it.
Bye.
Just going to die where I feel like dying.
Hi.
Yeah, Kirby should move on.
Yeah.
Like, I thought about it for a moment there, like, hold on, wait a minute, that's actually a fight, but yes, I feel like Jigglypuff would put up a fight, but Kirby would still win.
Yeah.
Moonstone in it might make a difference, but probably not.
Oh boy, here we go.
Ooh! Here we go!
Banana.
So we're finally here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together. No. Hold on, we gotta stop. Because Donkey Kong has not actually had a chance to show up in here, and really neither has Yoshi, because he also won by default. So this is a new
matchup, yeah.
Also, both platforming characters.
Yes, sir. So I'm going with the Donkey Kong Country series, obviously.
All right. Though honestly, I think you really should also be able to throw barrels.
Well, yeah.
Like out of nowhere, like the first game. Well, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Because he was an hazard of barrel throwing, and I find that so wrong. Donkey Kong and Super Smash Bros. Cannot throw barrels, like
unless if he picks them up. Yeah, he can't.
Yo, who did that? But anyway, yeah. Obviously they made it an item so you can pick them up, but anybody can. It doesn't make them special. So yeah. So now we are both in platforming games that both play very differently.
Right.
Donkey Kong, however, one hit and he is done.
Right.
If Diddy's not with him, which he's not.
Not right now.
Nope.
Especially not in the first version of Smash Bros.
Right. I'm also going to assume that Kirby rule, Donkey Kong's kind of like a mid-boss and Yoshi cannot swallow him whole. Instead, I'm going to assume I've got 6 eggs.
Eggs and, yeah, with the ability to get more and stuff.
Right. There's a little flower nearby and I can get more, right?
Right. Now, see, again...
From Yoshi's Island, if you didn't know what I was talking about.
Well, while Yoshi may be strong and quick and he's got some eggs for versatility.
Right, is this Yoshi's Island where I have the baby? So you're trying to actually steal the baby.
That's right.
And not, That's odd. I wonder if there's another way we could do... Well, actually, later Yoshi games where you just play as Yoshi, like...
like
Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yeah.
Yoshi just has, like, a regular health pool.
Yeah.
Let's stick with that instead.
Yeah.
Makes more sense. Because otherwise, you're just looking at, like, a timer of, like... Yeah, assuming Yoshi got it. Because if Yoshi's Island, it's really Yoshi's Island versus Donkey Kong Country. Yoshi's Island has to win. Because if anything, Yoshi is
invincible. Basically invincible, except with pits and spikes, yeah.
Right, which
but in a
Donkey Kong can't
brawl,
do.
Yeah,
because I could ignore the baby. All I have to do is hit Donkey Kong once and the game's over, and then just go get the baby.
Right.
So that's not going to be fair. Let's instead stick to crafted. I've got access to eggs. I'm going to assume there's little flowers that spit out more eggs around here, so I can just try and pummel you with eggs. In which case, God, you're such a huge target. I don't know how you're going to win.
Right. Well, I mean,
which is a shame. I think Donkey Kong is...
Well, if we're moving up, though, if you're going to Crafted World, I can go on to
That's true. You're Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Yep. I get 2 hearts.
Okay. The easiest boss in Yoshi existence.
Oh my god, that'd be terrible. No, but it's just the power.
Even if you like got to stand somewhere and throw infinite barrels.
Yeah, it would.
I still think it doesn't matter.
Honestly, though, something like that, like Quick Aside, would actually be a really fun Yoshi
That
boss.
would be really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Donkey Kong.
Like how they kind of did that in Mario Odyssey, where like they let you like re-challenge the first arcade level.
Yeah. That would actually be kind of cool. But anyway,
even here, I'm kind of demonstrating how easy it would be just to like snipe him from afar.
Right, because Donkey Kong would keep trying to get close to him, maybe
jump
on him or roll into him. Yeah, but
because you don't have access to like riding on an invincible rhinoceros.
No, I don't have my animal buddies with me. If it's just us, How was it that Donkey Kong was able to beat up an alligator or crocodile?
I don't know.
If that's the case.
I've also got ground pounds.
Oh, yep. You got ground pounds, you got eggs.
You could slam the floor.
Yeah.
Which is a thing.
Yeah, in the country series, and it didn't do anything.
It really didn't. I'm glad that I made it do something here, but yeah,
I don't know. This is, I think a winner's probably been made.
I got a feeling it's a certain Yosh.
Oh no! Wait, no! I can still do this. No!
YOSHI!
Totally not Banana Slammer.
That's so weird, because like if you were just going into lore, without a doubt that's Donkey Kong.
Oh gosh, yeah, for real.
So yeah, just going into how the games actually work and what they're designed for, Donkey Kong is weirdly designed to be frail.
He is, yeah.
He fights a lot of like huge crocodiles and big powerful enemies. All right, we're in the semifinals.
Oh, here's the matchup
here we
I was
go.
waiting for.
Yeah, this is probably the toughest decision in the whole thing. Because both of these characters are luckily very similar in how their games work. You slowly acquire an onslaught of weapons and health upgrades to make you more powerful. Yep,
new armors. Yep, especially in the earlier games, the armors for Link reduces the amount of damage he takes.
So does the Gravity and Varia suit.
Exactly.
Actually, some people believe that the Varia suit is actually mistranslated. It was supposed to be the Barrier suit, explaining why it is just defense in the original game. It does not resist heat because there is no heat in the first game.
Right.
So,
I like Barrier suit better.
I do too. So this is tough. It's really just saying like, okay, so what's more powerful?
I mean, you're basically dealing with two different forms of magic at this point. One by the gods
Sci-fi,
and one by
which really is magic to Link.
Yeah, exactly.
And Link's magic to Samus is also just
like
magic.
Weird tech, yeah.
Right. And honestly, I think some of the most powerful Links are the ones that are able to use their magic for screen nukes. But even still, a screen nuke doesn't kill a boss, which would be a boss encounter.
Yeah, right.
So
Din's fire would not kill him.
Just to deal like free damage. That would help him.
And again, the Master Sword wouldn't do anything against Samus because she's not inherently evil.
Right. I would... Yeah, even when she becomes... well, let's not spoil any games here.
Yeah.
I don't even think even then, which if you know what we're talking about, you know what we're talking about. If not, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Even then, I still don't think that matters.
No.
Oh my god, even this. Think about this.
Okay.
Link has 4 bottles to heal himself. Guess who has 4 reserve tanks to heal herself?
Yes.
This is so evenly matched.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We can both lay bomb traps for each other.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Bomb traps, like I said, we both have phenomenal long range.
Long range and short range. Don't fall.
Yep. I'm not trying to. There we go. Just throw that off. Yep.
Wow. This is hard.
Bombs and magic and arrows. And you've got the charge beam, the different beams.
The only thing that I can think of, and I don't know if this sounds like a cop-out, well, I mean, I'm still kind of ignoring the hyper beam, which I feel like should obliterate Link, because it really should.
It would, yeah.
Link has many hearts. Samus has energy tanks of 100 units.
Right.
Which, I don't know how much an arrow would deal, but it's not gonna deal an entire one, which, even if Samus's missile deals 1 heart to Link, just eventually, if you run this battle 100 times, I feel like Samus is going to win most of the time. Even if she doesn't have the Hyper Beam.
Well, and again, I'm doing a terrible job defending my boy Link, but...
Yeah, Link is stupid strong by the end of some games.
But the thing is, that Plasma Beam, though...
Exactly. You mean the Hyper Beam. The Plasma Beam is one of the best late game of, like, some... other Metroid games, but it's not. You're the one you're thinking of, like the end of Super.
No, I'm talking about just the Plasma Beam where it
can just to melt metal. Oh,
that's the only thing I think that really tips it in your favor.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's gonna obliterate.
Because even with the,
I think the Nova Beam does the same thing, or the Wave would go right through it.
Yep.
Oh, he's screwed.
Yeah,
Spacer, he can't block all 3.
Nope. And even with something like the Mirror Shield, I mean.
That's better, but yeah, would
that even do it though? Well, no.
Well, even if you have Mirror Shield, Spacer Beam, you're shooting 3.
Right. Yeah.
And so 2 are getting through, and you block 1. So even if you really wanted to play that game, you take twice as much as you reflected.
Exactly. Yeah. That's still hard though. Yeah. Like even if you get
what about your tunics? What do you resist? Because you could resist the fire with the red one, but you're still you're gonna melt your shield and.
the ice beam with the Zora armor.
With the Zora, it's
yeah.
not gonna
matter too much. Yeah.
No, I got a bad feeling, son. Can you block that with your missile? You can. You can block a missile with your shield. So
yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, but again, it comes down to that one advantage that Samus has, and it's those beams.
It's the beam. Yeah, because that beam.
Yeah.
Well, this is just a power beam that
that's
in this game.
power.
But
yeah.
And even if it's hyper beam, I think hyper beam shouldn't. Well, I mean, you know what? Here, if we really want to dig into it, I would say that the hyper beam is akin to the strongest beam that Link has ever dealt with, which came from a Guardian, which he could reflect. It was hard,
but he could
do it. So, in that world, you can't perfect parry over and over again, I don't think, and also it would destroy his shield quickly.
Yeah.
But let's just say he gets the first one off and he reflects it. Mm-hmm. And Samus is hit by it. A hyper beam, I don't think kills her.
No,
well, because she actually gets hit by it.
Right. Well, it nearly kills her. It
nearly kills her, but I think she has to get hit by 3 of them before the baby
comes into
save her. The end of a very old game that we probably don't worry about spoiling by now. Play Super Metroid. It's not standing
seriously.
So I think she's proven she can physically withstand it, and the fight would keep going.
Yeah.
But Link, he cannot parry them all.
No, and if we're going by Metroid Dread versus Breath of the Wild rules, that shield would break eventually.
Right, and even if she had that, Samus is not stupid. Say you're playing a game and you use an attack and you get punished that hard for using it, you're not going to keep doing it.
Right, exactly.
So it's not like she's going to let Link parry kill her.
Exactly, yeah. No, and I was going to say, depending on how many pieces of poop...
I'm just curious. Try and recover from this. Right. If it blocked the whole thing, that's cool. But it's not the plasma.
Depending on how many pieces of poop Link found, I mean, how many weapons and armor has he just digging around in his pockets, you know?
And how much food? If
how
we're
much
doing
food, yeah.
Breath of the Wild, he could just keep eating forever and have power up and attack and all that stuff. But
defense, cold,
but now you're using maxed out current Link, and if you're doing that, I will jump fairly and say maxed out Dread Samus,
right?
And who obliterates everything.
And that's not fair.
No, it's not. Yeah. No, so this really is.
I think
this is tough. Yeah. I'm glad that Samus got some of the hardest matchups because she really is one of the most powerful.
Right, as is Link in any incarnation, basically.
Yeah, Link gets really, really powerful, which is a really great matchup. Probably the one that I was hung up on the most when thinking about this when I was originally doing it. But
no,
I got a feeling that
I think I know
a certain character is going to win this.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the beam.
It's just those beams.
Yeah.
Infinite ammo too.
Yeah.
It's not like a limited arrow supply. Even if you have silver arrows or light arrows, even.
Yeah.
Samus doesn't have a shield, but she's still wearing full armor. It's like a Hylian shield over her whole body.
Right. That's why knights, for the longest time, wore armor to. Protect against stuff like spear thrusts and
and she's still so athletic she can jump around unlike knights.
Oh no!
Oh no! Well, they're both platformers. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
They both eat.
They both
people.
Inhale and eat the. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Yoshi turns Kirby into an egg.
You
are egg.
Well,
you become ammunition for the great.
Well, hold
Yoshi
on. We're both bosses. Neither of us can really do that.
Okay,
so that cancels out.
Right.
From there, we both have about the same HP.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Yoshi in Crafted World can really only take I forgot how many hits. I think it's up to 5. It's based on the outfits. It's something weird.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna say we have the same HP then.
Yeah, 6 each.
Same amount of HP. We gotta look at just arsenal of what we can do to attack. Even if we 1-to-1 say I have bombs, you have eggs. What's the difference? So that's kind of the same.
Right.
I mean, you can aim the eggs a lot better than I can the bombs, but
yeah. But the thing is, again, where Kirby has this flutter jump, what can Kirby do?
Well, you mean Yoshi has flutter jump.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So Yoshi has flutter jump, and Kirby's
that's true.
got
Kirby can always jump.
Yeah.
How's that really gonna? I mean, it can help me maybe dodge some of your attacks.
Right.
I guess. True.
But Yoshi. Well, no, Yoshi. Yoshi just.
You can ground pound all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we never actually covered that Yoshi has transformations as well. I'm gonna assume that's not a thing in boss fights, though.
No. There are some bosses you can actually go up against.
Really? Not in Yoshi's Island, I don't think.
Yeah, just levels. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you become a helicopter.
Maybe in Woolly World or something. I don't remember. Kim played that one all the way through, and I don't remember seeing all of it. It was 3DS. She couldn't exactly show me. But we did play Crafted World all the way through, and that was not a thing, I believe.
Okay. Fair enough.
Kirby, wow.
Kirby's got that copy ability though, and that's
I feel like I've just got to pick like what's the best hat to come into this fight with, and I'm kind of thinking it's probably Cutter, or something that he can, which is actually something you don't get in Smash Brothers. He's got like the hammer. Well, you have this, which is probably supposed to be the sword.
Yeah, that's the sword.
But it actually kind of looks like the Cutter blade.
A little bit.
Because the sword in Kirby is very cartoony. It looks like Meta Knight's sword. Maybe this is supposed to be Cutter. Anyway, it's just weird. But, so whatever. Assuming that's it, I would say I would go in with Cutter.
Yeah, right.
Because otherwise, I mean, you could go in with like, say, the microphone, which I think you actually get to use 3 times. But even still, even if you do that, you really just took Yoshi down by half at the start, and now it's a fight with no ability. And what do you do actually as Kirby? Because most enemies like drop a little star. So that Kirby can inhale something and spit it back at them. Am I allowed to inhale your eggs? They're projectiles. I don't...
in Kirby...
Like Wispy Woods apples are damaging, and you can't inhale them until they hit the ground.
Yeah, in Kirby World, those eggs would just count as like little stars you can inhale and fire back.
Maybe after they fell, like if they miss, it drops a star, and I could try and hit that back at you by inhaling it and spitting it back out?
Right. No. I know how this is going to end.
How's this end?
Kirby makes a friend.
Kirby makes a friend. Star allies that just throw a heart at you.
Yep, and Yoshi immediately just starts following and doesn't want to fight anymore.
Okay, well...
I know how this ends.
That seems kind of unfair.
But the power of friendship conquers all, Alex.
You know what? Because this is so even, and that's so adorable. I think I might have to give that to you. Well, here.
I'm not...
Kirby can do that at any point in that game, but he can't throw it at a boss immediately. He would have to weaken them first. Maybe that's the deciding thing.
The only thing
if they were that even, instead of ending in a draw.
Because I can't think of how Yoshi would be able to take down Kirby without Kirby being able to do the same thing to him.
Exactly. Yoshi would do it first. This isn't like Samus and Link, where one was like just edges out the other.
Yeah.
This is just way too close. So
yeah.
I think we're going to have to really land on that. By the power of friendship, we go down together.
Oh my god, that was
really close. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, right.
Because they're both platformers. It's really easy to think about them trying to actually fight in their games, too.
Right.
Even if, well, you know, if we went with, like, Yoshi's Island, and the goal is to, like, keep the baby off...
Still,
though. Yoshi can just be invincible, just keep getting the baby. That's kind of unfair. It's not how the game's designed.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Oh, Lord. You know, I'm not shocked this is how it's ending.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of... arguably 2 of the most powerful characters in that game.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Granted, Kirby normally gets this far by lore alone.
Yeah.
And if we're just doing this in a fight, this would be a really funny and interesting fight.
It would be. Yeah, no, if this was lore, no, Kirby would just be like... You are my friend now.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, the best friend ever. I mean, Kirby has beaten, in lore, ridiculously powerful intergalactic Star Destroyers.
Yeah, no, in some games, too, I think...
I've destroyed planets, too.
Yeah. Well, in some games, he's literally eaten the final boss.
Yeah. Oh man, the final boss of was it Return to Dreamland was so... God, the final boss of every Kirby game is just like, what?
Yeah, it's like this weird out of left field nonsense where with Metroid, no, you know exactly. It's like, this is
right,
fair.
and they'll still like throw everything on its head, like at the end of Super Metroid. Once again, play that game; it's incredible.
Oh yeah.
But still,
gosh, in terms of like gameplay, no, you've definitely
Link would have beaten Kirby, and by default, Samus would also defeat Kirby.
Because, like, you know, Kirby could... Yeah, if this was a boss fight,
I'm curious. Can you inhale that? Yeah, it healed you, too.
I didn't know that in this game. Well,
we used the logic... We didn't try it, Kirby's inhale versus Yoshi's egg. But granted, I still feel like in Kirby's game...
Yeah.
Like, also in this game, Kirby's allowed to inhale Samus, which...
Yeah.
Isn't really fair.
Right.
You know? You know, even if it, what ability would you take to this fight to try and?
Gosh, I don't know.
If Kirby just stalemated Yoshi, I don't know how on earth you're gonna.
Oh, I can't take the crash ability, and I don't. The tire. I'm taking the tire.
Wheel. The wheel. Yeah, basically. Sonic speed.
Yeah, basically be
Sonic. Well, any one hit, and that would. Because here, all I got to do is shoot my power beam at you as you wheel, and you lose your ability, and you took damage. And you got to get the wheel back, and the whole time missiles and beams are
and beams everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's just it. Like, again, it's the whole versatility. Like, again, Kirby can fly. Mm-hmm. He has the ability to eat and consume things, and is able to have his own versatility, but he's got to rely on outside influences.
Think about this in a platformer. I just use screw attack.
Oh, yep, that's it.
That's the game.
That is the game.
I don't have to leave that ever. Even in the first one, almost actually, I think every 2D Metroid, you can just stay in screw attack and just keep jumping.
Yep, in the first
we can both jump infinitely, but I have an attack that makes me invincible while I do it, that also deals damage.
Space jump. You would just chase after Kirby, and Kirby can't fly fast.
Why would I even shoot you?
Yeah.
Why would I even need to?
Friendship.
Oh, no! By the power of friendship, hello! No. Well, I don't want to be biased, but I think we have a winner.
Yeah.
Samus is ridiculous, guys.
Samus is freaking ridiculous in terms of gameplay, yeah.
Yeah. They let her get ridiculously strong because she fights ridiculous things.
Yep.
And blows up planets. So, sorry for all the lore devotees who thought that's what this video was going to be about. I don't really think that's fair. Because I always think, like, that's the game, you know? Think about the game and the characters and how they actually play.
Yeah. If this was lore, Kirby would have trounced her hands down.
Or yeah, because, like, in the lore, I think Kirby's kind of invincible.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Can't actually take damage.
Yeah.
Which, in a video game, everyone can take damage, which is why I think this is a little more fair.
Yeah, because he's the Star Warrior. He's the defender of, you know, Planet Pop Star.
He's just stretchy, and he just wraps around things. You can't stop him.
Right.
If anything, his only downside is that he's just so young.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't know any better other than to love everybody.
He just wants to nap, he wants to eat cake, and make friends.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. And Samus just wants to blow up planets.
Because she's got a lot of issues to work through.
Yes.
That poor thing.
Yeah. Well,
so
anyway,
I like this, actually.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. And I'm actually glad that we got really interesting matchups with this shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from here, we will move on to later hitboxes. We're probably going to do like a year's or something next. We're not just going to exclusively do this. But it's just a new thing we wanted to introduce. And also, moving on after this, we want to remember who won, because after we're done doing all of the Smash Brothers characters, we're going to do a final run where we just put in the winners.
And we give them random seeds to see who goes up against who. Nice.
Yep, so just like this. So that's going to be very interesting, determining who is actually the most powerful, because I can already anticipate Bayonetta, Sephiroth. How are we going to do this?
I don't know.
It's going to get... There's characters in Smash Brothers that are absurd. And then we've got, like, Mr. Game & Watch. And Rob, who just makes loud noises and whirs very, 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 very slowly. And his only ability is being able to crush Dr. Hector, Professor Hector.
Yeah.
That's it.
Rob
the only person he can defeat is his own companion.
Rob versus Game & Watch, battle of the century.
At 1 frame per second, that Game & Watch is going to win, because at least he has hitboxes.
He does. Oh, it's going to be fun.
But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, this was fun. I'm glad we started doing this, and we have a lot more that we can do later.
Yeah.
But either way, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of HitBox. If you enjoyed the show, you can help us keep it alive by supporting us on Patreon with the links in the show notes and this video's description. For those of you on YouTube, remember to use the video, like the video and subscribe for more. And be sure to let us know what you thought of the show and what other topics you'd like to hear us cover in the future. And special thanks to all our amazing Patreon members. I even have it written right there, and I still couldn't read it. God, I'm an idiot. See ya.
Bye.